Welcome to Quran Stories Animated. In every episode, we share the timeless lessons of the Holy Quran, the stories of prophets, their trials and patience, their faith and obedience to Allah. These stories guide us, inspire us, and remind us of Allah's wisdom and mercy. Join us as we bring the words of the Quran to life. The night passed over the valley, and the stars faded as the first light of dawn touched the desert. Yusuf lay quietly at the bottom of the well, his body weak, but his heart filled with faith. He whispered, "My Lord is with me," as the cool air of morning brushed against his face. Far above, the brothers had long gone, and only silence remained in the desert. The sound of approaching footsteps echoed faintly near the well. A caravan of travelers appeared on the horizon, their camels moving slowly through the valley. The leader raised his hand, signaling his men to stop and draw water. One of them lowered a bucket into the well, his face surprised by what he would find. Yusuf grasped the rope, and the bucket began to rise through the shadows. A young man gasped as he saw the boy emerge from the darkness. The men of the caravan looked at Yusuf with astonishment. His face glowed with light and innocence, his robe torn, but his spirit calm. They lifted him gently and helped him stand upon the sand. The leader said, "This boy is a treasure. Perhaps he can be sold in Egypt." Yusuf looked around quietly, his heart steady with remembrance of Allah. He did not complain or fear, for his trust was firm. The caravan continued its journey across the golden desert. The camels walked slowly as the sun rose higher in the sky. Yusuf sat quietly among them, his eyes filled with patience. He knew that Allah's plan was still unfolding. Days passed, and the caravan reached the land of Egypt. The city stood vast and mighty, filled with people and markets. The traders led Yusuf through the crowded streets. Tall palm trees swayed beside stone buildings. Merchants called out their prices, and the sound of trade filled the air. Yusuf walked with calm steps, his eyes observing everything. He was taken to the market square where slaves were sold. The leader called to the crowd, "Who will buy this boy?" People gathered, staring at Yusuf's noble face. His beauty and peace caught everyone's attention. A kind man among the crowd stepped forward. He was an official of the Pharaoh, a man of wisdom and calm. His robe was simple but clean, and his wife stood beside him. They both looked at Yusuf with mercy and compassion. The man said, "Take him to our home. We will care for him." Yusuf lowered his head in respect and gratitude. The woman smiled softly and placed her hand over her heart. The deal was made, and Yusuf was taken away from the market. The city faded behind him. He entered a new chapter of his life. Allah guided every step he took. The house of the Egyptian official was wide and peaceful. Its walls were made of stone and clay, with open courtyards full of light. Yusuf entered quietly, amazed by its size and beauty. The woman, known for her kindness, spoke gently to him. "Live here in peace. You are safe," she said with a calm smile. Yusuf bowed his head and thanked her softly. The man watched with care, sensing something special about this boy. He said to his wife, "Perhaps he will bring us blessing." Yusuf began his new life in their home, serving with honesty. The house glowed with tranquility as Allah's mercy surrounded him. Time passed, and Yusuf grew into a strong young man. His dark hair shone in the sunlight, and his face carried wisdom beyond his years. He worked with patience and devotion, earning respect from all who saw him. The official trusted him deeply, making him guardian of the house. Yusuf remained humble, remembering Allah in every moment. At night, he prayed under the soft light of the moon. The fire in the courtyard flickered gently, casting warm shadows on the walls. The air was filled with peace and remembrance. Allah raised him in status through his faith and character. His story was only beginning. Thank you for watching Quran Stories. The stories of the Holy Quran are lessons for all time about faith, patience, and guidance. We hope this story inspired you and reminded you of Allah's wisdom. Subscribe and continue with us as we share more timeless lessons from the Holy Quran.